Welcome back, everybody. It is the Working Brother coming back at you with another talk. This time we've got Dan from Wild Siberia.
Hello,
I
hello.
say, welcome, Dan. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. It's unbelievable, totally unplanned. I came across your channel like 2, 3 days ago, literally. Um, from Survival Russia. He recommended you, and then I came across your channel. I was like, "Whoa, I'm gonna subscribe. That seems like an interesting story and plan of showing a different side of Russia." And then what do I know? The next day, you're on Wyatt Lim's DPA Defense Politics Asia
Yeah,
discussing tanks, and I'm like, hold on a second, I've seen this guy before.
yeah.
And I
I kind of did
asked
the
Wyatt.
rounds.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I've been following Wyatt for like months now. He's come on the show as well. Um, and he was kind enough to share your contacts. You were kind enough to spare some time. So here we are. Welcome to Working Brothers Talks. Tell us
Awesome.
about yourself. Tell us where
Mm.
you are and what your YouTube channel is about.
All right. Well, first of all, I'm from Southern California, and I moved to the city of Irkutsk in Russia. This is a little bit Eastern Siberia, and my YouTube page is basically me showing the kind of life that we have here in this region. Yeah, as you can see on the map, it's pretty far.
That's above Mongolia.
That's
Awesome.
correct. I
That's
live
You're closer to Mongolia than anything else, basically.
Yes, I could fly actually to Beijing and Tokyo faster than I could get to Moscow.
Really, huh?
Yeah,
Wow.
for sure, because it takes forever to get to Moscow. You have to take like two plane flights, unless you take a direct, but these days it costs too much.
How many hours is a direct flight? Oh, there's Moscow. It's on
Yeah,
the
you
other
gotta
side of the
scroll, bro.
globe, literally.
I don't know. I think it's like seven, maybe. I, I've taken it a few times, but I go to sleep. I can't do it awake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I watched somebody else's video. I can't remember her name or her channel's name. Like she's a redhead from Ufa, and she
She was
she
in
went to.
Kamchatka.
Yeah, exactly. She went to Kamchatka, and she said it was about an
Yes.
8-hour flight. So yeah, about 7 hours to you makes sense. So tell us where you are, how you got there, why you're there.
Yeah. So basically, I left the military. I'm a United States Marine, and when I got out, I liked adventuring, and I went to Europe. I found it a little bit too much the same going to Germany, going to Bulgaria, Spain, and I wanted to challenge myself. So I said, you know what? I'm going to see how cold Siberia gets. I basically moved without knowing anything. And then there was conflict, but I flew through Turkey because all the other flights were closed. Basically, I had to go through different countries. That's it.
Did you like plan to go exclusively to Siberia, or like was it like a
Yes.
whim thing? And did
No,
you
I
speak
was
any Russian
planning
at the
it.
time?
No, not at all.
Have you picked up any Russian?
Maybe 10 words, but my lifestyle doesn't revolve around me doing too much talking.
All right, and what do you do
Yeah.
there? Like I've
Basically, I
seen
like
I've
to
seen
fish.
you camping and stuff, like
Yeah, I
going out in
take
the
a lot of
wild.
trips. Exactly. There's a lot of wilderness here, and I like to explore. I like to fish. I like to travel to different cities within Russia. So I've even gone to Mongolia. There's a couple of videos you can find. I've gone to Mongolia twice. I'm just enjoying my new life here in this part of the world. It's very unique. Lake Baikal, the largest lake in the world, is 5 minutes from my house.
Oh, that's right. You're right next to Lake Baikal.
Yeah,
That's the lake that we saw. Where is that? Hold on, let me
it's
get
that
back to the
massive
map
lake
here.
you see there on your map.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's the deepest lake in the world, right?
Exactly. It is the deepest lake in the world, the oldest lake in the world, And because it's the deepest, it holds the most water in the world, 20% of the fresh water in the world.
So, you're not experiencing a water shortage, are you?
No.
Nor
In
will
fact,
you.
it's never been, I love drinking the water here. It's super clean, no water shortage.
Like, you drink from the tap, yeah?
Yeah, we drink from the tap, and we there's even like a pumps outside. You can harvest the water. It's all good.
Like, groundwater. Basically, there's taps
Yeah,
of places where you can go.
yeah.
Nice. Nice. Let's zoom out here a bit to like show people. Yeah, that's right. That is Lake Baikal. Uh, and there you are, closer to
I
North
mean,
Korea than.
you can see Tokyo closer by
Yeah,
scrolling
yeah,
just a little bit and trying to find Moscow.
yeah. Let me switch here to some of your other to some of your videos. Oh, where is this video? Is this Lake Baikal?
Yes, this is on top of Lake Baikal on the next to Aljon Island, Baikal's largest island. So I took a trip
All
there
right.
last week.
All right. Let me just play the intro because the intro is I think
Until
hilarious.
you almost died. So let's get it.
Oh wait.
You've never really lived until you almost died. So let's get it. Let's go.
I'm basically telling
Ever.
everybody that you've never really lived
Welcome to
until you
Wild
almost
Siberia.
died,
Today we're taking you on
and
Mhm.
an adventure with us.
it's basically letting you know to get out of your comfort zone. And this is me on top of Baikal, just living my new life in Russia.
Yeah. Tell us more. You went with a buhanka. Everybody loves a buhanka story. So like,
Oh my God.
tell us your experience with buhankas. That's your
Well,
wife to
first of
be,
all,
or like
yeah, that's my woman.
significant other, let's
Exactly.
call it.
Yeah, it's my woman, my future woman. Uh,
Excellent.
Basically, we this is us now driving on the ice, and it was my first time on
Hmm.
ice in a vehicle, and I was very nervous. But
How
we're just
thick was
getting
the
out
ice?
there. Well, we drilled through it. It was more than 1 meter, so maybe like a
Wow.
meter and a half.
Wow. What temperature are
Yeah.
we talking about in Celsius?
It was pretty warm day that day. It was probably like -6, -10.
Sounds warm.
Dude, I mean, it gets to like -30 these days, -34, 35.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
That's pretty fun. And how do you find the like shock? You know, because you said well, you said offline. I don't know if you said online that you're originally from California. Um,
Yeah.
uh, how do you like find the shock and difference of temperature?
Well, basically, being that I'm an Afghanistan war veteran, I had felt the hot, right? So I said, you know
Mm-hmm.
what? Let's see how it feels to be in the cold. And let me tell
Yeah,
you, man, it hurts more to feel the cold on your face than
of
feel the
course.
hot. For some
Yeah.
reason, I couldn't get used to it so fast, and I suffered a lot of like dry skin for a long time, but now I'm better. I
Mm-hmm.
know that I have to wear lotion and take care of my face.
Yeah, yeah.
It's Oh yeah, this is
And
a Buddhist shrine on top of an island.
a Buddhist shrine, huh?
Yeah,
I
if you
I
go a little
paused
bit
the
more,
video. I paused the video
uh-huh.
for a second because like your video is losing quality. I thought it might have been like me hogging the like internet with the video, but it's not because it's still losing a little quality. But considering you're on the other side of the planet, basically, I'm happy with the quality of of the
I'll
connection.
stop
At least
moving
it's
so
not
much.
breaking up. No, no, I don't think it's you're moving. I just think maybe somebody else hopped on your Wi-Fi or something else. But
Oh,
like maybe the torrent is downloading in the background. How is Russia with torrents?
like downloading things, I think
Yeah.
everybody does it. There's just different ways of
Expected.
getting around these. There's a lot of sites that you're blocked from, so you're kind of forced to use torrents. But
Hmm.
if you go like, since I live close to Mongolia, I probably shouldn't say this, but you could just go to Mongolia and get things that you need. Uh, for some reason, Russian phones you can't find Netflix app, but I got a new iPad in Mongolia and can watch Netflix with a VPN. I probably shouldn't say that.
Excellent. Excellent. No, everybody knows. Like I've seen videos of soldiers on the front watching Netflix.
All right.
So like, don't worry about it. It's like an open secret.
All right, good.
Tell us. So here you're driving on more or less a meter of ice in a Buhanka
Yeah.
on Lake
Yeah, but
Baikal.
like if you go a little bit
Nuts.
forward, hover over
Mm-hmm.
it, you should get to one of my favorite parts, which is I'll be riding behind the Buhanka.
Oh, there we
There we
go.
are.
That's
Yeah.
nuts.
So this is a shout out to Real Reporter who is actually on the drone on the passenger seat while I'm getting dragged by the Buhanka.
Oh, awesome.
And this is the type of activities I like to do because I feel more free and I don't know.
Oh,
It's
nice.
just
You
an
have a little
experience I didn't
animation.
want to let go. I didn't want to give it up.
Y- I gotta compliment you on your animation to remind everybody to subscribe. Let's do that now. Everybody, subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Subscribe to Wild Siberia,
Yeah.
Dan's channel. Survival Russia, also recommended channel. And Real Reporter.
Yeah, these are all
That's
good
who the
guys.
shout out. This is the shout out that you just gave out. And of course, Defense Politics Asia. If you don't know Defense Politics Asia, I don't know where you've been.
Yeah.
He's the one who hooked us up. Like, it's thanks to him that we're having this chat. All right.
It's basically
So
a
tell us.
community.
Yeah, yeah. Tell us more, Dan. Let me see if I can get this to another video.
Hmm.
Tell us more about like Russia, your experience. Like, how would you classify, let's say, the prices, or like, the difference in lifestyle, or all those
Yeah.
kind of like, little things. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Well, to start off, I live in a Russian town, which is
Mm-hmm.
on the outskirts, more like a village. So the pace of life is very slow. As you can see here in the video, I'm basically out in the wilderness, and compare that to Los Angeles, it's drastic. It's the opposite. I had to get used to being able to go outside and fish or walk in the forest. Um,
Mm-hmm.
to me, the prices in the store are fairly uh, they're very fair compared to the quality of life and stuff like this. In America, things cost too much. They fluctuate way too much because of politics. And in
Mm-hmm.
Russia, things are a little bit more stable, I would say, from my personal opinion, that
And
politics
you
don't
got
play into
there.
prices.
You mentioned you got there before the special military operation started, right?
Well, I had my book, The Flight, but I got here in April. So basically, early April, it was like 2 months or a month and a half after the special
Mm-hmm.
military operation started. So I saw all the sanctions come in. I saw mobilization. I saw it all, and nothing
Yeah.
changed really as far
And
as prices.
what it's called? What's your like? Let's say, what was your knowledge of the Donbass and the Ukraine issue when you just got there, like before it started? Let's put it that way.
Yeah, well, being a military man, since I'm a United States Marine, I was aware that there was going to be, I mean, America sends a lot of help to different countries, and usually
Mm-hmm.
the military trains other people's militaries. So
Yeah.
soon after, we knew like 2015, 2016, I think those
Mm-hmm.
were the years when I learned about the Donbass and I knew that they were having issues there. Uh, all I know is that they were in conflict. I don't know anything about politics. I just know that there was conflict. And that's just because I keep up with military things around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like basically you didn't know like historically, or like the
No.
origins of the story, or like, yeah. Because like I've been aware of it, and like, let's say, following it through Graham Phillips and others. I don't know if you've heard of Graham Phillips. He's
Um,
a Brit. He's a Brit
yeah, yeah, yeah.
who's been there for a while, and he's got reports going way back from like 2014, 2015, and like
That's
back then
crazy.
when it was just like this weird thing that's going on somewhere in the background, I had an eye on it, but who knew that it would come to the point where I went there to visit. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's amazing, to be honest. I would have never guessed that it would turn out to be what it is now, simply
Hmm.
because when I learned about it, I was even thinking like, wow, these guys are fighting in a different style. I had just my last campaign in Afghanistan was 2011, and their form of fighting was so different already from my style of fighting. So
And
I never imagined they would turn it.
what
Mhm.
exactly were like your experiences in the sense that like what position did you hold? What what were your like day-to-day activities? Like for the
Yeah.
layman.
Basically, my job was a combat engineer, is a sapper. I look
Hmm.
for IEDs, improvised explosive devices under the ground. I move with
Yeah.
the infantry. My job is to go in front of people so that they don't get blown up. And when we get contact, make sure we can close in with the enemy,
Hmm.
making it as safe as possible and just fight. So my job is to look for IEDs and landmines and then fight.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
That's you.
Yeah.
That's you there,
That's
huh?
pretty. Yeah, pretty much you would see me with my metal detector, maybe 75% of the time.
And I'm not military, but those is that a sergeant? Are you like a staff sergeant?
That's right before I gave back. That was I was
Corporal.
corporal of
All right.
Marines. Yeah, fire team leader.
Fire team leader. Nice.
Yeah.
Um, and how long were you there for? What did you say?
Well, each Marine served 7 months,
Mm-hmm.
and I did 3 campaigns. So you would go back to America, train again, and go back. So
Mm-hmm.
to be honest, if staying on the war topic, I think
Mm-hmm.
I want to mention a few things that the way we fought, like I was comparing it to the war or the conflict in Ukraine right now. Like I said,
Yeah.
it evolved so much.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it seems like another world, another like 50 years have passed, and I'm seeing the new conflict now. Even
So
seeing
you're
myself
saying
in
the
these photos,
conflict
I
in
feel like,
Ukraine, you're saying like the
yeah,
conflict in Ukraine has progressed and advanced technologically and whatnot to like light years from what you thought possible when you were on the battlefield, you're saying?
yeah, exactly. Like even seeing these photos of myself, I think this looks like history, like for a history book. Honestly,
Yeah, yeah. It's for it's
just
for
because
a
of the lack
history.
of armor, the lack of just people around me. That's my
Hmm.
squad, by the way. Um, I just see myself there, and I see my squad, and it looks a little bit outdated.
How old were you when you enlisted?
18, turning 19, so I came out a little bit after 23 years old.
All right, all right.
Yeah, damn, it's a trip.
And that was in what
Um,
year?
that's 2010, 2011.
2010, 11. So that's like 10, 11 years ago, basically.
Yeah,
12
it's a
years ago,
lot.
maybe. All
That's my
right.
best
And then
friend,
when
Rand
you,
Scavany.
all right. And what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, this is by the way a video from his channel. You can go watch it on his channel later.
Yeah,
And he's got the whole narration. Oh, that's your Mustang. I remember the video.
yeah. This is just me talking about my life before I
You
came to
picked up and
Russia. Those are
left.
the things I was doing.
Do you wanna tell people your opinion of moving to Russia and like your experience maybe how that went?
Yeah, yeah. So originally, I did it without knowing anything about Russia. I just wanted to see the cold in Siberia. So you don't, me personally, I had no expectations of what I was going to run into, the culture. And when I got here, I mean, the people were very welcoming, to be honest. If they heard me speaking English, they would try their best to talk with me since I don't speak any Russian. Um,
Even as
basically
far as
moving,
Yakutsk, huh? You found people
yeah,
who like would speak English even that far.
yeah. Not so many as much as St. Petersburg, but they would try.
What other, that's a good
Um,
that's a good question. What other cities have you seen in Russia?
I've seen St. Petersburg. I've seen a little bit outside of Moscow. I've seen Yekaterinburg.
Nice.
Uh, what other cities? I mean, obviously my hometown of Slyudanka, and that's it. Not no more major cities.
No,
I'm
but that's
planning on
still more
visiting
than other
Kazan.
people.
Yeah, I want to see Kazan. I want to see Moscow in detail, and
Hmm.
I want to see Survival Russia, where he's his little village.
Nice. Nice. I had the fortune of spending about 2.5, 3 weeks in Moscow, and the only thing I can tell you is whatever amount of time you think you need, just like add another 2 weeks or three, because like Moscow's absolutely huge. I'm sure you know, but like it's absolutely huge, like beyond imagination huge. And I've seen like big cities around the world. Um, in any case, what else can you tell us about how the Russian propaganda is working and brainwashing you into thinking that Russia is a nice place and
Yeah,
is brainwashing you into believing that Russia is right to defend the people of Donbass from Nazis?
to be honest, I find it very, very interesting how I don't see anything on the radio. Like we use a radio here. We walk
Mhm.
outside in the streets. There's no like major propaganda. Like sure, there's you'll see billboards of maybe fallen soldiers and like
Mhm.
banners showing respect to the men who are fighting, but there's nothing
Yeah.
anti-Ukrainian in the streets. There's nothing anti like Western. There's nothing. I thought that I would see like anti-American things
Mhm.
because in America it's very easy for people to put up banners, and a lot of
Yeah.
people will buy billboards showing, look at this is happening in Russia. This is very common in America, but I haven't seen
Mhm.
anything here. There's no propaganda. I know it might seem crazy, but this is just my opinion. Where I live, there's nobody telling me that that Ukraine is bad. There's nobody telling me that the Donbass people want to be liberated by Russia. So this is just my opinion. I haven't seen any of that kind of stuff here. I'm not brainwashed, and I know a lot of Americans hate me because I say this, but it's just how it is.
Yeah.
I live here. I know the truth.
Yeah, I went and I visited, and I was I wouldn't say surprised, like I was expecting it, but yeah, it was good to have the suspicion reaffirmed that like there isn't that much propaganda shoved in your face. Like you're saying, there's no Europe is bad posters everywhere. Like there is in Europe saying Putin is bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
In Germany, there's like Putin the vampire and like turn off your electricity to make Putin pay. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And other ridiculous like tropes like that are posted as like you know normal stuff that's acceptable everywhere. It's
yeah.
just ridiculous.
They've normalized the hatred
Hate.
of an entire country, whereas this country has, in my opinion, like I said, moved away from that. There's not
Mhm.
there's not anti-West. There's more pro-Russian. You know what I mean? Like they're proud
Yeah.
to be Russian. So that to me is normal.
Mhm. Yeah,
That's mostly what I
exactly.
see.
Exactly.
If you guys
And
are watching the screen, that's my woman teaching me how to ice skate, and it's harder than it looks for me.
I actually learned to ice skate in Kuwait. I grew up in Kuwait as a kid, and they have an ice skating rink, so I learned to ice skate in Kuwait.
That is the most
Really, it's one
random
of the
fact.
more, yeah, yeah, one of the more interesting random facts about my life story. But we can talk about my life story another time. So yeah, tell me, you were saying that you were thinking about maybe going down to the Donbass. Were you
I mean,
thinking
it's a wish
like
of mine.
to go report? Were you thinking to like
No,
go
not
see the
report.
play to go
This
work,
is
as
what
they
I
say?
want. Like I said, my job in the military was a combat engineer. It was my
Mm-hmm.
job to look for landmines and all these things. It's my dream to at least find one in the Donbass because I know how it feels to live in constant terror.
Hmm.
People walking outside, maybe stepping on something and ending their life this way.
Yeah.
And I think it's a tragedy. So I would love to go to the Donbass just to help out, maybe train people, teach people, and maybe even look for landmines myself.
We'll see what we can do, but the point is, all I can tell you is after going there, because you know about those like little pedal mines that are
Yeah,
like smaller than a lighter and are like ankle poppers, so called
yeah.
butterfly mines. The point
Hmm.
is, there's signs in some places, and when I got there, when I met up with Texas and we went out the first time, like right in front of his house, I was like, listen, from now on, everywhere we go, if there's any chance of there being mines, you tell me beforehand, so I look around. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
uh, and then I came back to Serbia, and I walk around in the neighborhood, and I'm like looking out for like dog shit, and like the like it's the same, but it's not the same. You know what I
But
mean?
but but
So like,
but do you see how your mind turned on that? And I imagine how I lived so many months in the war
mm-hmm,
looking for these things. I know what these people live through, and you know what these people live through now that you've
yeah,
been there. And if you
yeah.
could help out, I wish to help out. So that's why I want to
They,
go.
they, I saw a report recently somewhere. It was by one of the Russian Telegram channels, I think, where it was saying that like Ukraine is or has the potential to be the most mined place in the world very soon. So I don't think you're gonna what's it called? How can I say? I think there's gonna be a need for you and people like you. But
Yeah,
like
hopefully it comes true.
we'll see later what we can do about that subject. But that's a very noble reason to go. And the people there definitely need it. The people there absolutely need it. Why are you pouring wine? Is this wine? Why are you pouring wine
Yeah,
under the
this is
ice?
wine.
Or
So this
shots?
is
You're making ice shots?
yeah, this is called the kiss of Baikal. It's a tradition here in this part of the world.
Okay.
You kiss the lake by drinking the wine from the lake.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's so good that that was randomly playing in the background.
Yeah, I didn't even
What
notice
an
until you
interesting
mentioned it, but that's a really good scene.
what an interesting tradition. So you've
I
kissed the
love this place.
Baikal, huh?
Yeah.
And it's not frozen year round, right? It's
No,
frozen
not at
only a
all,
couple
man.
of months.
Yeah, you will see it frozen perhaps because it's so long. The top
Mm-hmm.
half will freeze first and then it'll move down, but you may be frozen for 4 to 6 months.
All right. Interesting.
Yeah, it gets pretty cold up here.
What's
This
the
is just
coldest
me.
that you felt?
Hmm, probably into the negative 40s, a little bit close to the
Negative
negative
40s.
40s.
Like somewhere in the
Yeah.
mountains?
No, it was just a windy day. Like it hits that windshield,
Oh.
negative. So I'll say like to be safe, negative 35 easy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
But
I experienced
you
that in
must know
Canada.
that.
It's not fun.
Yeah, it hurts.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's not fun. Especially when it's a little humid and it cuts through like even if you've got like yeah, yeah.
I want to hear
I've
it.
experienced that. How's the heating? I noticed
Oh,
you're in
the
a
heating's
sweater.
amazing.
Do you
Well, the
have
thing is,
like
I put it on.
gas? Do you have like
We,
central heating?
I
I
live in
mean
a
from the
Soviet
government?
block, bro.
You
I
live
live in
in a
a
Soviet
Soviet
block, huh?
building. Yeah,
Yeah,
Soviet
yeah,
building,
yeah.
so it's really warm.
Yeah, yeah.
The-
Same here. Same here. That's all I can say.
I want to just say to the people that don't know what that means, like the old Soviet buildings, the heating is, if it's working, it's tremendous. You don't need to even wear blankets sometimes in winter. It's just turn that thing on.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It runs all year, actually, I think. I think it's water.
Really? It's all year?
Dude, the thing's hot all the time. I'm sure they turn it off
What's the
some.
hottest it ever gets? What's the hottest it ever gets in
Dude, I
Irkutsk?
felt
Irkutsk.
I don't even know. To be honest, it's been so long winter. I don't remember anymore how warm it gets. You know that feeling when winter gets too long?
But is there sun? Like in your videos, there's sun.
Yeah, there's sun. There's sun for sure. So
It's
I
not
mean, the
like
hottest it's been.
overcast.
No, it's sun. The warmest it's been that I've felt in the last 4 months is -6, which is really
Nice,
good.
nice. No, because like when I lived in Canada for a year, there was like 3 months of like no sun, no sky. You know what I mean? Like it was overcast basically nonstop.
It's horrible. No, we have sun.
That's good. That's good. Interesting. Anyway, it's been an amazing intro chat. We'll definitely be back. Uh, Wild Siberia on YouTube,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, Wild Siberia.
yeah. Wild
Dan,
Siberia.
who's an American living all the way in Irkutsk. Thank you for joining us, and
Thank you so much.
we'll take it out with some music. Let me see if I can get the music going. Can I? Can I get the music going? There we go. We got the music. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share my channel, his channel, put the notifications on, comment, and we'll see you again soon. Peace out, everybody.